Hello, happy Tuesday, and welcome to the ALPOUGH show. My name is ALPOUGH. First name's Michael, but you can call me ALPOUGH. You can call me Comet. You just call me. That's all you have to do. Welcome to June. Happy June. It's June 1st. Just came off a weekend, a Memorial Day weekend, which was very somber for all of us because it brings up the memories of the people that we lost basically before their time by giving their lives to our country. And I want to give a great big shout out to all the people who have served in the military and the ones who, of course, you can't hear me right now, but thank you for your service. So it's June here. I like to. I'm always into meanings and definitions. Thank you for all those coming in here. Thank you the ones who'll be coming in later and the ones who'll be watching months and years from now. I want to make sure I welcome you because I don't know when some of you are going to be seeing this, but I know that a lot of people do view my videos afterwards. And if you get them in, I have at 94 subscribers. I'm really looking to get to 100 on my YouTube channel. So if you could go in there and do me a great big favor and just subscribe. I really would like to get to 100 here within the next day or so. Thank you so much for your support. Really, thank you so much. I've gotten some really great comments, and it's just really something that's uplifting. It's when you're beginning a new chapter in your life, like I'm doing, even at my age, okay, at any age, when you have to reinvent yourself, it's a tough ordeal, but it's something when you believe in what you do, then, nothing can stop you. Okay. So, it is June, and I wanted to, just for information's sake, because I like June. The name June this is the name of the month, June. Where did it come from? The name June is primarily a female name of Latin origin that means born in June. Interesting. The month of June was named after the Roman goddess Juno, or Lunis, goddess of marriage and childbirth. It's interesting that lots of people have June babies, and lots of people have June marriages. Okay, I actually did a video on that, on why people get a lot of people get married in June. It's quite interesting. One of the things that always fascinates me is that the calendar is the Gregorian calendar, which is basically Pope Gregory who invented this calendar. And interesting, it was to bring in the Christian holidays, yet the names of the days and the names of the month are still used in pagan. Okay, so those are pagan names. The Roman goddess Juno. Okay, that's a pagan name here. So anyway, let's. I wanted to talk about something today that was, really kind of tripping me out here, and really just clickbait or trickbait. If you've been on, I've been on YouTube since 2007. It had been around a couple years, but it really was not. Google hadn't bought it. It was really just a rogue place that you could put on anything other than, you couldn't put on porn or anything like that, but you could say anything. Basically what you want. Now, of course, that has changed quite a bit. There's so many things that you cannot say now. So that makes clickbait even more trickier. All right. So I'm going to basically today's show is about going in and making you aware of when you're on the internet, how to really scan it. I know I've talked to a lot of people who still are brand new to the internet, and just, everyone's used to watching cable. And so the internet has always been known as the conspiracy net. Okay. You have the regular internet and you also have a dark internet. And, they're both two different things. Okay. But our internet, in case you didn't know about it, is owned basically by Amazon. And so, Amazon and then Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, these are three tech companies that basically that literally have control of the internet. So this is something that's radically changed since I began watching or participating in the internet since, the 90s. Okay. So one of the things that when you're doing, when you're going and you're cruising through YouTube, let's use YouTube as an example, because that is the really the standard, and it's changed quite a bit. But again, they do allow a lot of different things. So when you're looking there, one of the things that should stand out for you is if there's a sexy picture. I'm not talking about a beautiful woman, beautiful woman's face. I'm talking about a very sexual picture, not nude or anything like that, but just a very sexy picture that to draw you in. And, okay, because there is no nudity allowed on YouTube or anything. You have to blank it out. Okay. So, the sexy pictures, if you see one of those, that's pretty much going to let you know it's not what the subject is going to be. Unless it was about relationships. But then again, the people out there, and there are some good ones. I will bring those up here because I'm going to talk about some other things here at the end here. So make sure you stay in the end, because I'm going to give you the suggestions on things that are really out there that are good to, let's just say, click on. So the next thing is titles. Be careful of titles. There's a lot of titles that will trick you into clicking. It might be something like make $1 million in the next month, something like that. Usually those should tell you, really what you shouldn't have to click on that when that. Now, again, now clicking is not just clicking onto the video. You have to actually watch the video. So the YouTube has changed that. So, you can't, it used to be you just click on it and they automatically, make money. But now it's not that way. You have to, have a numerous amount of hours, 1,000 hours, 100,000 hours, 10,000, 1,000,000 hours, those kind of things. Okay. So it has changed somewhat. Now, also weird pictures. You'll see a weird lady who has a fat lip hanging out, bug-eyed or something like that, or you'll see a weird monster, something like that, that'll make you click on, and then you don't, and it's usually, something the complete opposite, and you won't see a follow-up on where that weird picture come from. Okay. Another one is unanswered. So when I say that, I mean, if someone says, like, this is a really big one. I made $100,000 last month on YouTube. Let me show you how. So then when you click on, when it comes time, when they ask you, well, how much money did you make? And, they'll come up and say, well, I really believe it's private. You can make what you can make. And so, they're not answering the question. All right. But they are getting clicks. Now, they may tell you to tune into the next one, and I'll go into that. Okay. And they'll give you something else that, really will get you to come back. So, but usually the first time somebody will let you know exactly what they do. You know exactly what I'm here. I'm here to give you information for you to make up your mind. being an adult of your mind, being an adult of your thought, being what you think about and what you dwell on. I'm here to suggest things that for you to think about or dwell on so that, excuse me, it makes you stronger, makes you an informationist. Okay, I'm not about conspiracy therapists. That's a made up name made by them. An informationist is someone who collects information and passes it on, letting you make your own decisions. Okay, so there's also a lot of scams out there. Now, I'm not just going to talk about the internet because this is spread out past the internet. All right. So let's just say, for example, I'm just going to give a couple of stupid examples, ridiculous examples. So like, let's say there's a car. I don't know if you've heard of this, a car wrap advertising. Okay. It's where you put a banner on your car. Excuse me. And then you what is that? Then you ride around, okay, and you ride around so many miles a day, and then you make $200 a day to do that. Okay. So what happens is then they send you a check right at the beginning for, let's say, $2,800. And they tell you to go ahead and cash this check. And so you'll be paid up front, and then for anything else that you might need for the company that they need you to buy. Okay, like if it's another banner or something like that. All right. So what ends up happening is you cash that check, and they get paid. And then the check bounces. And then you get charged back the $2,800. So avoid that. Any car wrap type agencies. Now, another one is family emergency. Now, this is really for the elderly, like the older elderly, people who don't only have a phone and it's not even on the internet. And they call and they basically tell whoever the person is that they're stuck, they need some money, and you can't hardly hear their voice. That's why you can't recognize their voice. This is something that happens to the elderly that you just have to watch out for. But people pull this off. Hey, this is your grandson Johnny, and my car broke down, and my mom and dad are mad at me. Please don't tell them. I'll take care of it later. I promise you. Just need money, not tell mom. So a lot of people fall for that. All right. Now, here's the new thing here is texting. People are sending text messages out on all kinds of really trippy stuff. Okay. Faking that they're your bank, that they're Google, and that there's a security breach. Somebody had hacked into your email account or whatever, hacked into your bank account, and you got to click on here to fill out this form. Well, when you do that, you basically click in all your information from your phone. And so you got to really be careful about these textings. And then there's also the ones where they'll tell you, this happened to me. I'll just let you know, this happened to me on Craigslist. I put something on Craigslist. I think this is my knives. So I put my knives on. Some guy says he wants to buy them immediately, and he wants to send me the money. And he wants to send me the money, and he wants to send it to me on Zelle. And then I said, okay. So I called him. I called him like, well, dude, you're gonna send me the $1,200. Then I want to call and talk to somebody and thank him. So I call the person. They don't answer the phone. Then they send me a text says, no, we don't need to talk on the phone. That was the first one there. Then said that my account is not a business account, which it was, okay, and that they were going to overpay me. And then some crap. I was already tripping. This happened twice too, by the way. Somebody tried to do this twice to me on Craigslist. And so then again, I called him. I said, this is a scam, and never heard back from him again. Okay, but what they try and get you is like, well, they're ready to buy it and they want you to ship it to them and everything. I didn't cause me. I could tell it was a scam there pretty quick. Also, emails. They're getting emails. Listen, you got to really be careful if you have Amazon. All right, just to let you know. Let me go first here, but there's PayPal. All right, there are people who are stealing the seal of PayPal, and they're sending you emails, and you might have already received them. That there's something wrong with your account. Just click on here, and when you open up the letter, it's like, wow, it's a PayPal thing. But then when you look at the email address, it's not PayPal. Okay, and I receive numerous of those. All right. So if I'm receiving them, I know you've probably received things like that. All right. Also, Amazon. And this is not against Amazon or PayPal. Now let's get this straight. Amazon and PayPal are not doing this. Everyone knows you've got an Amazon account, you go to Amazon. You got a PayPal issue, you go to PayPal. I don't need them to say that. PayPal and Amazon, they know what they're doing. Okay. I'm just saying, you got to watch out for these scams that are really coming out. And so the thing with Amazon you'll get is someone's interrupted in your account, or your password has been breached. Okay, and you got to go and change it. Just click on here. All right, and it'll even take you to a fake Amazon page. It's really weird. Okay, but it is not Amazon. All right. Now there's a lot of things going on about the stimulus payments that are going on. There's people that saying that you can pay them to they'll help you get money. Okay. And you got to really watch out for those. All right. I really would talk about the stimulus. I'll probably take a section here to start talking about this stuff because I do a lot of studying of it, and I can give you information just as easy as all the rest of these guys out here. So I'm going to give you some recommendations on. Now I do a lot. I'm on the internet basically all day. I'm watching any kind of subject that I'm studying on that I'll go out and see what people are thinking about the certain subjects that I'm thinking about or want to talk about, or maybe miss a point or add a point that would help people. So I'm going to give you a few people that are out there. I'm just going to give you my own recommendation. Like I said, with me, you take the best, you leave the rest. Okay. Now, the first, I don't know, I'm sure if you've been on the internet or anything, you've heard of Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown was the first round draft pick in 2001. Big guy, like 7 foot, 7'2", was a good player, played 12 years, and basically has always been teased as a bust. Now, he never said a word ever in all the whole time, but here it is 20 years later, and somebody went after him again. I don't want to get in that. You can go into that. But what ends up happening is Kwame Brown, who's Negro, began to speak the truth about the Negro people. And through this whole thing of defending himself, actually began to make a change in the what's the word? The narrative. Thank you, Michael. The new narrative for the Negro is being replaced with what has taken place here over the last year in order to see more about the true Negro race. And Kwame Brown, he was in his 40s now. I want to say he's in his 40s, has children, and is now speaking like I've never heard anybody speak. So Kwame Brown is someone I recommend, especially to all my Negro bros out there, who speak in the real deal about the real thing about the Negro male. All right, and what's going on. So I really recommend him, and he's controversial, and he curses. Okay, now I don't curse. Believe me, I could. I have a few times, but as you see, I have a shirt and a tie on that I do for you, so you'll know. There's no against Kwame. I'm 25 years older than probably Kwame, so I come from a shirt and tie background, and so to be neat. For me, I shave, be clean. So this is my image on how I want to do it, because I want to look like and not just look, but act like I know what I'm talking about. So, but I love this guy. Okay. He's uncensored. And now people are listening and following this man because he stood up for himself. And he is his own story. Now, I know Kwame Brown because I'm a huge Laker guy, and he did play for the Lakers. And he actually helped us by being traded to Memphis for Pau Gasol. And so, I like Kwame Brown. So again, I hadn't heard him in years, but all of a sudden, I'm telling you, just in the last month, this guy has blown up. And he's not clickbait. He is speaking straight. It's not clickbait. He's speaking straight. So the next person I want is to talk about Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens, if you don't know who she is a Negro conservative woman, and she's married to a Caucasian man, and she is affiliated now with the Daily Wire. I want to think the company. Ben Shapiro is the one who runs it over there. I'm not saying Ben. I know you probably are, Ben. It just seems like you are. So he may not be, but as far as I know, it's Ben Shapiro, and the Daily Wire. He runs the Daily Wire. Candace Owens is now, while I don't agree with everything about Candace Owens, I do agree about her speaking her truth, and that she backs it up with what she considers the real facts of being, and it's not just being a conservative person, but being a Negro lady in America. And she has received a lot of flack from the opposite movement. And, I just want to give her some props out there, because she really, while you may not agree with everything she says, okay, she does speak the truth, and I think that she deserves to be looked at. And it's interesting because Kwame Brown he's one of the ones who also spoke up about this young lady who's done what I think a fantastic job of bringing an awareness to really what's going on with the Negro race here. And there's a lot of things that she confronts on that you may not like. But again, if we're an adult of our mind, it means that we're open and we can respect, but with compassion on the other side, even though we may not agree with it. And I'm saying to you straight, I'm not saying I agree with everything about Candace Owens nor Kwame Brown. But again, is enough going on there that I do think it does deserve an attention on your part. The next one is a guy by the name of Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, I have been following, 4 or 5 years. Jimmy Dore is what I would consider a angry Democrat who feels that the well, you know me, the blue pillars, aren't doing what they're saying they're going to do. And so it forced him to have to look at now this both sides, which I always thought we all should be looking at both sides. And then we want you to do what we tell you to do because we're the people. It's not what you guys want. It's what we want. You're supposed to be doing what we want, not what you think we want. The people speak. And there's someone about him, he really, really speaks it. So the Jimmy Dore Show, he's on YouTube. He has, I don't know, 800,000 followers. Kwame the same with 1 million. Candace up there too. These people that, and they're doing the work. They do the work. If you want to make it on this stuff, you got to stay here. You got to be here every day. And I'm here twice a day. And plan on doing as much as I can. I'm just now beginning to get started. I've got something for you guys that are going to blow your mind here down the road, but I'm waiting because this is the 83rd show. And, I've been waiting to get to my 100th show. So I'll be releasing more things here that I think is going to blow your mind. Okay, so the final one. No, is that right? Did I miss one? There was somebody else. Okay, so let's go with LA Late. LA Late is, he started his YouTube channel in April of last year. He was one of the fastest growing, and his whole thing has been about the stimulus and payments that, it's coming to us. And so if you want to know about everything that's going on with the stimulus, okay, this guy does 5 shows a day and has been doing it for 7 days a week for a long time. And he has some insights, and pretty much almost everything that he's ever said has come to fruition. And now, he is a reporter and things do change, but I would recommend him. And he comes, like I said, he is on 3 to 4, 5 times a day. I think he does 3 shows and then he repeats them and everything. So, we're in a time where the internet is taking over, guys. Cable TV is going to be history. Just watch. It will be. It's coming. People, they're selling. CNN, the ratings have plummeted. They don't have Trump to beat up on. Okay. The people are now going to other sources. We'll be talking about those other sources. I'll be on, right now I'm on Twitch. Hello to my Twitch people. Give me a follow, everybody. On Twitch. My Twitch channel is growing here too. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on my show and on my personal Facebook page. And I'm getting ready to add, and we're getting ready to do a whole lot of really cool things here. I can't wait. I'll be back on at 6:30, where I'll be talking more about giving you the information so that you can make an informed choice. ALPOUGH. ALPOUGH. That's me. We'll see ya at 6:30 Pacific time.